Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be doing our weekly market analysis, and this week you'll see that only few sets have actually continued to take off, and you will see a lot more stagnation than we have seen in recent times because of all those market highs that I pointed out last week. So before we get to it, like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget, press that new little hype button to help my channel out. I really appreciate it. So with that, let's get to it, guys. So we'll start with the new big boy on the block. Phantasmal Flames. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little salty. I was able to get 2 ETBs today, but I wasn't able to get the booster box. Got the error 17, sadly, but here we are. They're already being sold on eBay. Whether these are pre-orders from Pokemon Center, people are selling, or these are stores pre-ordering on eBay, whatever it may be, they're already starting at $300. You'll see it like it's really expensive already. 300, 315. The ETBs I've seen at $300 as well, as you can see right here. These are Pokemon Center ones, of course, so these are other people's pre-orders. It's pretty crazy. With the hype that we have right now, the fact that you can flip $60 into a 5-time multiple instantly these days is pretty crazy. I think really eye-opening when this can be done with every set once it comes out. So we'll have to see what happens moving forward, but this is wild. Like really crazy. So all right, let's just move on, because that's all we got right now for that. Once again, Mega Evolution still pre-ordering at about $300. That's a non-enhanced. The enhanced is at about $278. It's right there. It's been sitting there for a little while, climbing down from that 300 price point. But I don't know about this set, guys. I keep mentioning this. Should I trade or sell my Pokemon Center ETBs for Destined Rivals booster boxes? I keep mentioning how I don't think this set's going to be that great. It's the base set. It's usually the worst. Let me know in the comments what you guys truly think. This is something that keeps running through my mind. It's one of two options that I keep thinking about selling off or trading. I'll point out the other one when we get there. Next, we're going to move to Black Bolt. Now, Black Bolt, interestingly enough, it has been starting to take off a little bit. And like I said before, I think long-term Black Bolt will start doing well. We're just not there for it right now. The demand is not too high for it. There's not too much nostalgia there. It's not a bad set whatsoever. A lot of illustrations, of course. I think the most ever in a set. So pretty nice illustrations in there. Of course, you got the Seismitoad still taking off, and everything else in it. That's the Zekrom and the Victini. But $90 a box now. It was in the mid 80s, went up another $5, $7, whatever it was. But it's starting to separate itself from White Flare. White Flare is now at $80. It's also back up a little bit. It's been in the 70s for a while. It finally hit $80. Also, once again, right there with Black Bolt, in my opinion. Outside of the Seismitoad, it's a pretty good set. I prefer the white Reshiram card over the all black one anyways. But I think long term, like I said before, this set will still do well. There will be people years from now that will be able to afford Pokemon cards that will probably feel nostalgic towards this set. So long term, I think White Flare still does well. Right now, it's still probably one of the most affordable items. There's just not the demand for it right now, which is fine. Sometimes you buy things that people aren't really paying attention to, and you do well long term. And that's something that's been the story in the past, right? People just buy when you aren't looking, and they're up and you're not. So next, of course, Destined Rivals. Destined Rivals had an insane week, right? Of course, that Wall Street Journal posting about it was a big deal. I would have to admit it had to have been Nostalgianomics as well that had a big deal with this, because once he mentioned it and he told people investors are going to come in here, they're going to start flooding the market, it's all speculation. We don't know what's going to happen. He doesn't know what's going to happen, but it looks like it incited all these buys. This was literally the very next day. The article came out on the 10th and on that paper, and this was the 11th. So that definitely incited that, and it shot this box up to $400. I mean, it's the best set in the era, and this is why people are just trying to buy it now that we're not seeing reprints at the moment. We don't know when they'll come, but I did pose this question. I went live yesterday, and I was talking about this. It was brought up the possibility of reprints, right? But then I was asking my viewers these questions. I said, if we do get reprints, but they come out a month from now, 2 months from now, and this box has now hit $500, how much is that reprint going to drop it? Is it going to drop it to like 450, 470? And at what point, at what price point will people start automatically buying it, not allowing the box to drop once they see it just get a little bit more affordable? It might hit 500, and then once it hits 480, everybody starts buying because they see it like at a more affordable price at the moment, or a discounted price, before it could ever drop back to 400 or anything below. I don't think that it's the wisest thing at the moment to wait till this box gets reprinted. I haven't even seen a Journey Together reprint, and Journey Together came out first. So I would expect them to print Journey Together first, at least if it's in like chronological order. Like, I mean, we're seeing Prismatic boxes get printed, but that's it. There's really not much else happening, and I think this box is just going to keep climbing. This box doesn't get printed, it's going to keep climbing, especially with this hype period. It's insane. It's crazy. They want this box. They believe in it. And we go here. We cross-reference on eBay like we usually do. No discounts, really. No discounts. $400 here, $395, $400 with delivery. And it's really that across the board and more. $415, $290. I don't know what this was. Well, no wonder. Located in Pakistan because nobody wants to buy it. I don't know what this is. Located in China. Once again, yeah, these are just out of the country and people don't really... they don't want to pay. $420 right here, Milwaukee. $400 again. Yeah, so like once again, not really the place to find discounts at the moment, at least not on Destined Rivals. This is just such a strong set. It's going to be that long term. We all know that. It's an amazing set. I'm not going to lie. This is why I keep thinking about trading in Mega Evolutions into Destined Rivals, because we're talking about a base set of a new era. And of course, everything's hype, so it looks like it's going to be amazing. The price points are amazing, but it's hype. You know, what's going to happen when the hype dies down? Where's that second to go? That's my question. So keep thinking about trading Mega Evolutions into Destined Rivals, being that it's going to be the best set in the era. Next, Journey Together. We always talk about Journey Together. I think that it is going to be really underrated for a little while. The non-enhanced is sitting at 246. It's been here for a little while. Once again, I did talk about stagnation. I brought up stagnation in the last video from last week. We had a lot of highs, and it was going to definitely lead to stagnation because the market needs to accept these new highs, right? This, over the last few weeks, has corrected and now dropped to 246. Now it's stagnating there. I think it's a pretty decent spot for Journey Together. I don't think you have to go too crazy for it, but I do think it's going to be underrated long term. The non-enhanced, it's still where it's at right now at 230, 232. Same spot. Once again, one of the weeks where there hasn't been too much growth on some of these boxes like we have seen before. All the other weeks we saw insane growth, just everything was skyrocketing, and now we're finally going to be seeing boxes that are stagnating outside of the ones that aren't the top tier boxes. Now, Prismatic Evolutions, one of the greatest things to talk about, one of the funnest things to talk about in my opinion, because I kept hearing that this box was going to get printed to the ground, MSRP, and Prismatic is going to continue to be one of the most demanded sets in the era. I mean, the box, I did mention, if they do not keep printing those ETBs, this is going to start taking off again. I did say that. I mean, it's not like I called out something that we didn't know. This is something that you should know. They don't print this box, it's going to keep ticking off. It'll climb back up to 120, 140. Scarcity starts to hit the market, and we're in trouble. Even though what we see here is 3,000. Hit 3,000 into quantity, but people are buying. Once again, buyers, you guys are the ones that really determine market price. And if you buy at these prices, it will increase, and people are buying. They are buying. So that price will keep climbing up. Prismatic, once again, is going to be a great hold long term. Love the set. Haven't been really looking for it with it myself when it comes to pulling SIRs, but it is a great set. Really cool cards in it, in my opinion. I have no problem with the crowns. I think they're really nice. A $4,300 possible pack. It's pretty cool, I think. Next, we are at the Prismatic SPC. Now, the Prismatic SPC, it's something that we have to keep looking at, right? This is one of the things that have been taking off right along with the ETB. I had a real big jump right here. Yeah, this is going to be Prismatic's 151 UPC. Don't sleep on this box right here. If you can find it for $200, I think that it's not so bad. I've seen it on Facebook multiple times for $200, at least by me, and I'm in New York. And New York, there's a lot of competition, a lot of people buying, a lot of people selling. There's a lot going on, and I'm still seeing them get sold on Facebook for $200. So if you can get something at least at $200, I mean, that would be amazing, I think. But I guess we look forward to more of these being made and probably getting them at retail if we can, which were $100, which is a great buy at $100. Long term, once again, it's a great hold. It's a great product overall, right? So let's see, moving on. We have Surging Sparks. Surging Sparks, once again, it did hit that all-time high. It did correct a little bit, right? It did have that little correction there. It came back up, and now it's close to that all-time high again. That same all-time high, and it's just there, right? In this past week, it hasn't done too much in the past week, right? This past week, the last video I did was on the 8th, I believe. And from the 8th till now, it's only risen a few bucks, maybe $8, $6. Not too much compared to what it has been doing in the past. I mean, the way everything's been skyrocketing and things are kind of slowing down, but I don't think they're going to. They're not exactly going to slow down. Don't think that I'm saying they're going to slow down, but like I said, there's been stagnation and corrections more throughout all of these boxes than what we like compared to what we've seen. It's just been consistent, just upticks and just skyrocketing. It's pretty crazy, but really interesting that they're all doing the same thing at the same time. I did want to point this out. Surging Sparks Costco bundle, great buy. You're basically buying the ETB just above market if you want. I mean, just above MSRP. I mean, at $60. If you want to take it that way, the booster bundle is market at $45. You could flip it however you want to think about it. Like mentally, you could think about this as a buy at MSRP and then this market, and you could think about the ETB at MSRP and the booster bundle market, whatever you want, however you want to flip it. It is a great buy at $103, $105. I think it's a great pickup. I've seen it for $100 a lot on eBay. I mean, I would take advantage of that. Stellar Crown. Stellar Crown, finally, once again, also stagnation. Really flat in the last week. No buys, really. Like I said before, a lot of stagnation. You're going to be seeing this with a lot of these sets, which isn't really surprising. At some point, we had to hit some kind of a ceiling, or at least somewhat of a glass ceiling. And at some point, it'll probably break through again. But at the moment, for this past week, stagnation in a lot of these boxes. I mean, Stellar Crown is not one I believed in. I said it before. We do have the bubbles from the Squirtle there, but I guess you'd have to really just love those two cards. Now, the other product that I didn't mention, right, that I keep thinking about trading or selling for more Destined Rivals booster boxes is this right here. Let me know in the comments. Please let me know in the comments. Do you guys think Shrouded Fable is going to continue to climb? Do you guys think it's just a great time to sell it right now? Right, this is, somebody has it listed at $800 here, right? But look at these recently sold listings. Look at this. 1,200, 1,025, 1,000, 1,000. 1,000, 1,000, 990, 850, 890. I mean, no, that's 690, sorry. But still, these dramatic buys right here. Like, is it worth trying to sell this for at least $800 and maybe get 2 Destined Rivals booster boxes? Or do you guys think these Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes are going to continue to climb, even though there's just Shrouded Fable? And yes, I do have a case. That's why I'm specifically here. You guys let me know what you guys think in the comments. I need some help there. Let me know. Twilight Masquerade booster box. Like I said, one of the few that probably did climb a bit in the last week, but it's starting to flatten out. Once again, stagnation, correction, whatever you may want to call it. All-time high. The market needs to accept this price. It's the same thing across the board. There's so many boxes like this, right? Twilight Masquerade, still one of the top 3 in the era, in my opinion. I've said it many times. Destined, Surging, and Twilight, in my opinion. Paldea is a strong 3rd or 4th. But yeah, I think this is a great box. $300. I mean, it was inevitable, right? We saw this thing. It was like a freight train all year long. Like this thing, like even though like this just looks like an insane, like look at this. This chart's insane. This is a really strong box right here, right? We haven't really seen booster box reprints for this. We've seen ETBs, we've seen sleeve packs, you know, all different kinds of things. No booster boxes though, from what I've seen at least. Great box to buy, you know. On eBay, you have some decent deals here, especially in comparison to the market price. $270 with delivery here, but of course you include tax. It's still pretty close, but still you still pay tax on TCG Player anyways. This, I don't know what that is. Once again, China, don't trust it. $406. This, I don't understand. It's like every week I do this, I see a buy like this. Like, why? Why are you buying this box $100 over market and like close to $50 shipping? That makes absolutely no sense. Whoever you are, I would like for you to come in the comments. Well, I don't understand it. $315, $305. Once again, I haven't seen too many deals on eBay. Look at this right here, $218. I don't even know. I don't like these digital images here. I mean, Once again, we don't see the images on TCG Player, but that's like the common thing on TCG Player. It's not common on eBay. You always see images, like real images, and there's just this, I don't know. I lack trust. $310 plus delivery. Yeah, not too many deals. This is where you find them usually, on auctions, right? I always talk about auctions. $260 plus $50 delivery. That's an amazing buy, especially right now with this current hype, with this current market. That's an amazing buy. You just got to be patient. I always stress patience. We always talk about that. At least I mention it all the time. Just be patient. You don't have to buy today. You can buy tomorrow or the day after. You know, it's the truth. You really can. Next, the Twilight Masquerade ETBs. Once again, I just wanted to mention this. It's still a great buy. The ETBs are amazing. They're down at all-time lows. They're starting to spike up a little bit, but not too much. I mean, we're still sitting at that $70 price point. I think it's not bad for Twilight Masquerade ETB. At some point, they will stop printing them. At some point, they will, right? I just wanted to point that out real quick. Temporal Forces. Once again, I really like this box. I like the set itself. Great time to buy SIRs if you're into buying singles. Great time right now for you to buy them at Temporal Forces. But once again, stagnation or corrections in the last week. Not much happening. That's just a $2 raise right there. Like, not much at all, right? Not much happening. Once again, you hit all-time highs, or you get close to all-time highs, and the market decides, yeah, we're gonna relax. You know, we'll see how strong you really are. So we're sitting there at that price point. Temporal Forces is right there, and I'm pretty sure it's really similar to Paradox Rift, even though Paradox Rift is worth more right now to people just because it's going to be taking off in the next rotation. Paldean Fates, Pokemon Center ETB. Another one. Once again, it had this insane run up, right? Once again, same thing in the last week, almost 2 weeks. Stagnation, just flat across the board. $510 market. I think people are realizing, like, yeah, we're kind of getting to that point where we got to think about these buys. You can't just keep buying all the time. Next, the regular ETB, unlike the Pokemon Center one, continues to rise. I mean, the price point is nowhere close, but then again, this is not a Pokemon Center ETB, and it's about to hit $300 at some point. You know, we got sales, most recent sale at $300 here. You'll see a few of them here. 300, 292, 300, 300, 300, 300, 290, 300. Yeah, this is not a Pokemon Center ETB, guys, and it is $300, and it has not flattened out. It has not stagnated as of yet. We'll have to see what happens. Paldean Fates being one of those boxes that people really want to buy right now. They're really scarce, so we'll have to see how it goes when we move forward. Still buys on eBay though as well at $520 in that Pokemon Center one. This is the regular one here with the offer accepted, but that was really just a currency change. 1,000 here for 2 Pokemon Center ETBs right here. Insane. $500 each. 500 here again. I mean, it's a great item, right? It's a great item. People like it. Bubble Mew's doing crazy things right now. It just makes sense. The singles do something. The box usually does the same. If the singles usually drop in value, unless it's a really old product, then the box will do the same, right? $34 shipping here, $340 for the regular box. Really insane buy right there. Almost $300 on bids right now. This is how much people want it. When you see prices like this on bids, like basically hitting market, this is how you know people like really like that set. They're not going for cheap. Sometimes you can get a little buy, but for the most part, they're still up there, man. $270, $260 for a regular box. I think that's saying a lot for this set, and it's going to be the same thing going forward. Like, I think booster bundles are like $100, which is crazy. It's so crazy that there are $100 booster bundles already. Next, we have the Paradox Rift booster box up at $200 and basically $53, $250. Once again, in the last week right here, not much happening. Pretty flat across the board. Like I said, this is not a incredibly strong box. It's right. I have it right there with Temporal Forces, in my opinion. I like Temporal Forces slightly better, in my opinion, but both of them are really the same. They both have a ton of IRs. You really just pick your points in there, whichever one you like a little better. I guess you could lean towards that one, but really the same thing. The only difference here is that Paradox Rift will be going out of rotation. I wonder what Temporal Forces will be like when it goes out of rotation. It's definitely going to be more expensive than this, I think. 151 ETBs, now $400 market. I mean, but we've definitely seen sales above 400, right? 400, 400, 415, 415, 423. Yeah, they've been creeping past 400, 440. I mean, it's 151, right? 151, great box. It's a beautiful box right here. So that's amazing. But once again, same thing last week. And this last week, not much happening. It's really been that across the board. All-time highs, stagnation. The market has to accept the price. And that's just what it is right now with a lot of these products. Once again, the 151 UPC market at just below $600. The last week, not much happening. But it just isn't like, it might have increased a few bucks here, but not nothing like before. Nothing like what we've seen before, where everything just keeps skyrocketing. Not any of this happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just isn't. You know, it just isn't this big increase. Like, it's not just going to the moon. Now it's at that point where people are kind of sitting back and trying to see what's going to happen next. Probably a lot of people watching the market right now. Obsidian Flames, one of the few, still actually rising in the last week. Surprisingly enough to me, honestly, this set was one that was extremely hated. You got cards that have crowns being insanely ridiculed and criticized, even though the Obsidian Flames Charizard, believe it or not, is terrestrialized and has a crown. So it has a crown, it is terrestrialized, and people are still buying it. So $300 here, market $327. We'll see what it does. It might be $350 real soon. We'll see. $329 here, $347. A few buys. That was really close to $350 right there. But that's basically $350. You might as well call that a $350 buy. $350 right here, $345. Yeah. Let's see what the box keeps doing. I mean, it's doing very big things. I don't know why people would buy the box at $350 when market was way below, but we'll see what happens. There's a lot of Charizard hype right now with Phantasmal Flames coming out. We don't even have the full set for it yet. We'll have to see what happens. This might keep pumping just because of Phantasmal Flames and the fact that it will be going out of rotation next year. I did want to point out the regular ETB. We already know the Pokemon Center one is like $900 or whatever that crazy thing is. But the regular one has also been taken off. Look at this. It's at $150, but guys, $150 for the regular Obsidian Flames ETB. It does have a really nice promo. It's one of the coolest promos I've ever seen. Like, the card alone could have just been a really, really nice, like, IR, SIR. It could have been anything. It's a really cool card, but it has been somewhat flat in the last week as well. But I just wanted to point out that this box has been doing some things. It has been taking off. Obsidian Flames Elite Trading Box at $150. Next, Paldea Evolved. Of course, it's the strongest box going out in rotation next week. $461 market, but we have sales well above that. I'm pretty sure there are some $500 sales. Yeah, $500, $490, $45, $490, $480, $490 again. Yeah, this box keeps climbing. But once again, same thing. All-time high as of last week and stagnation. A little flat. We'll have to see what happens. People are going to keep buying. I mean, I am mentioning stagnation. It's what has happened in the past week. But it will keep climbing. Like, I don't see this happen. There's nothing changing. Maybe people will move a bit of their money into Sword and Shield, and then they'll hop back. It keeps happening, right? We keep seeing it. Scarlet and Violet, Sword and Shield, then Scarlet and Violet again. They just keep moving back and forth and just keep moving their money around where people aren't looking at the time. And it's funny because they keep moving together. Like, the crowd really moves together. eBay sales at $500. Once again, a digital image. I find that so weird on eBay. I don't know why. $480 for the box here. All above TCG player market. $485, $500, $455. The one low one, or not low, just below, on auction. This one went at $460. Not a bad buy. One bid only on auction as well. This is an accepted offer right here. This one is here in New York. I mean, in Queens. Wow. In the United States. Wow. Yeah, I'm tired. $475, best accepted offer again. I mean, it's still relatively close to market. So how they evolved, we'll keep doing what it's doing. Yeah, I don't see it slowing down anytime soon. Scarlet Violet base. Now, this one has also flattened out in the last week. Hasn't done too much, really. The box is really there at the 230 mark. It's climbed up to 235. There are some buys at 250. 250, 250. You see a few 250 and some above market 240. Nothing too crazy, but that 250 buy will push this up a little bit, which is what it did, a few dollars there. But aside from that, not much happening with Scarlet and Violet base. Crown Zenith, I've been saying it for a little while. I don't understand why it's where it's at. Paldean Fates is doing crazy things. All these other specialty sets are doing crazy things. Why is Crown Zenith not doing it? It doesn't matter. You saw it for $50 last year, whatever you saw it for. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. right? We're at 100 listed on TCG Player. Unless they list more, we're hitting that 100 mark where these boxes will just fly. Like everything that hits 100 just flies. It's insane. This is one of the few things that have been doing really well in the last week. It's still creeping up. It's still continuing on with this growth. I think even now at 220, this is a great buy. You will miss out on this. I'm not trying to FOMO, but you will miss out on this box. They're not, of course, it's way out of print. It's a great set. It's one of the all-time greats. Really, this is a really great set. Like underrated almost sometimes. That we talk about all these other sets, and sometimes we forgot to mention Crown Zenith. I think that's pretty crazy. So I think a lot of people are looking past that box, honestly. Silver Tempest, $458 market, and it has also been somewhat flat in the last week. The last few days, just the last few days, there have been a few buys that are making it look like it's just trending upward, but it's only been a very few buys. It's 1, 3, and 2. So 6 booster boxes sold at well above market. That's making this box like climb on the chart right here, but there really hasn't been much action here. I would really think of this as a flat week for this box as well. 494, 484. These buys right here are the ones driving that up, and this one 499. Aside from that, it's really, most of them are really around market. 494 and a few 475s on there. But for the most part, it's been really quiet for Silver Tempest for the past week, unlike other weeks before. But eBay, we still have buys. 531 Australia. What else here? I saw a few others. 480 right here, just there, right at market, really, like right, pretty close enough at least. 500. Yeah, this box, it's not selling too much on TCG Player. There have been some sales on eBay. I think on eBay, you know, even for me, I think seeing the box, seeing the images of the box, I feel better seeing the images. You find yourself a trusted seller, you see the images, you know what you're getting. Unlike TCG Player, I think it's almost like you get what you get and you don't get upset unless you're going to return it to the seller and go through that hassle, which is pretty annoying. 27 bids here, 490. Yeah, so I think that's that for eBay. Next, Lost Origin, another one. Really quiet for the last few weeks, or the last week is that a little over a week. It's been pretty quiet, flattening out, sideways action here. Just stagnation once again. All-time high once again, right at like 800 with the most recently. What is it? 780 actually. I must have refreshed it. I was somewhere around here. There you go. 799, 797, and 780. I mean, reaching this $800 price point, it's like every time they reach a new milestone, you know, the market just slows down a little bit. You know, like when it hit here, slow down. When they hit that 500 and something dollar price point here, this is just what every box does. Every like item does this, right? So at some point, this box may dip a little bit. It may come back down to 800, right? $800 market, and then it'll start climbing back up again once buyers see an opportunity that they feel like it's like a discounted buy, and then you'll have everybody else follow along trying to catch something that's already taken off, trying to like not fall behind. Really what happens all the time. eBay, $720 below market, $100 below market. A really nice box though, really clean. This is why I had it here. Like I had to scroll down to this and I stopped right here. This is a beautiful box. Really clean, $720 on bids. Well, surprisingly, because then you have somebody who just gets a buy it now for $780 and $50 shipping. Could have just looked at the bid. Could have just looked at the bid. The bid came after. So the bid must have been active while this person bought this box right here. I mean, like I said, patience. Just some patience. That's all you need. $834 on bids. This must have been an insanely beautiful box. I'm not gonna look at the other images, but then again, it's also Probestein, right? Probestein, because they're so trusted, their sales usually do pretty well, I would say. But yeah, Lost Origin, people are like chilling out a little bit on those insane $800 buys. This box looks to be a little bit mangled. $660 on bids. I mean, 42 bids, and it only got up to 660. I mean, of course, it's because of this box. It's damaged. Like, it looks like it got stepped on or something. But yeah, $693 on bids, $700 on buy it now. Yeah, like I said, patience, man, patience. $100 to $120, $130 under market. I mean, come on, to $800 market price box, $820 actually. and you can buy it for 700 if you're patient. I mean, come on, that's what you got to do. Astral Radiance. It looks like as of recently, some people have been trying to find a few products that they can buy into at a lower price point, but once again, not too much happening. There aren't too many sales here. These are like 7 sales that are making this box climb, and they're well above market. The buys were well above market. This box was at like 360, and they were still buying at 400, 401, 410, 400, 404, 395, 400. So it's gonna make the graph look like there's something happening here, but there really isn't much. There aren't too many buys here whatsoever. I mean, it's all it takes right now, right? Because this is an averaged out price, but there isn't much happening. Like there's a lot of quietness this last week in the market. There aren't insane buys, like aside from Destined Rivals, Prismatic Evolutions, Twilight, Masquerade. There really hasn't been too much moving. Once again, look at Brilliant Stars. Brilliant Stars in the last week, right? I did my video on the 8th or the 9th, and it's risen $7, unlike what it's been doing before that. Unlike all of this insane skyrocketing to the moon action. It's so crazy the way it's been moving, right? But Brilliant Stars also just stagnating at the moment. But I wonder what next week's gonna look like. I wonder if they're all gonna start climbing at the same exact time again. I mean, it's so funny. It just happens everywhere together. Everybody's moving together like a team, right? Like it's so funny. $530 on eBay, right there. $650. This must have been an immaculate box right here. It has to be an immaculate box, right? $650, insane. Beautiful Pokemon Center ETBs for Brilliant Stars there. But not too much moving. You see how much I have to scroll down? Before these were just riddled with boxes here, just like a whole bunch of boxes being bought. $4.95 from Destined. What else? $4.95 again on bids. Both of those bids landing at $4.95. $562. Buy it now. $50 shipping. It must be because it's a beautiful box. It looks like it was well taken care of. So I don't blame them for buying that one. You are paying like $110 above market, but it is a very, very beautiful box. If you're gonna hold it long term, I guess you're fine anyways, right? Definitely gonna grow past that price. $550. Yeah, you see me scrolling down a lot more than usual. Just not as much being bought. So funny. Fusion Strike, of course, $1,000 box now. Really crazy. Like, just to think about it. $1,000 here, $890. 1,000, over 1,000, 1,055, 1,050, 1,055, 1,050, $1,050, $1,055. Way more buys at 1,000. This box has been doing work. This box has actually been getting bought. I mean, it's much more dramatic when a $1,000 box is being bought as opposed to a $500 box that I'm pointing out. Not much is that happening. Yeah, pulling the trigger on a $1,000 box is much harder than pulling the trigger on a $500 box. I'll tell you that. You know, this box is still climbing. People are buying even at $1,000. Of course, the buys are going to slow down. They're going to slow down because the price point is so high, but people are buying. They have not stopped. Future Strike, of course, it's really strong on eBay. Once again, you see me here. Like I start at the top. Usually we're riddled with boxes, right? Riddled. Slowing down. Some of the buys are slowing down. $1,036. 37 bids. Nice box though, right? Once again, I gotta just keep scrolling. $950, $1,000, $1,000, and you see that this actually looks similar to the recently sold with Brilliant Stars. Like Fusion Strike being at $1,000 is keeping up with the amount that are being sold for Brilliant Stars. See that? Like about $1,400 from Italy. That's insane. That looks super clean though. Holy, that looks like it got drawn out like a perfect. That's insane. Really nice box there. I love these things. Beautiful box. I love these Pokemon Center ETBs. But yeah, I'm seeing, like, as I scroll down, I'm seeing more Fusion Strike sales than Brilliant Stars. I mean, think about that. This is a $1,000 box selling for over $1,000. You see 1,200 here on bid, and we're seeing more sales than Brilliant Stars. Only the top, like I said before, only the top tier sets are still selling. Celebrations, I did point this out before. We did see that it dropped here, and I mentioned Celebrations was going to keep climbing. It is only giving us, or it was only giving us, an opportunity to buy. as it dipped, and it basically gave you a discounted price. Now it's back up to $250. I mean, you know, if you see it, you buy it. If you like it, if you're confident in it, that was an opportunity. It'll probably now go past this other all-time high at some point, but the market for some reason like is slowing down when it comes to the amount of things being bought, like the amount of products being bought. It looks like there's just less, right? But we had an opportunity to buy here. We'll have to see what happens in the next week. Will it continue to creep up, or will the market continue to relax? We'll have to see. Evolving Skies market $2,540. Of course, it's Evolving Skies, best set probably ever. $2,700 here, $2,650, $2,850, $2,750. I think by the end of the year we're gonna see this box hit $3,000. I mean, I think that's conservative because this box has been doing crazy things. I mean, it's Evolving Skies. The confidence in this box is unlike any other, right? Whether it's a sealed case, whether it's just a booster box, yeah, people have immense confidence on this box, and I think I'm being conservative, but $3,000 for a box is a lot of money, so we'll have to see it happen, right? $2,400 on eBay. We'll see a lot of buys here. $2,800. I mean, this is what I'm saying. The really strong sets still sell at $2,000 something, you know, like $1,225. Is this real? Is this a fake box? Please. Why does that box look a little different? It looks a little weird to me. Where's the Pokeballs on here? Where are the Pokeballs on the plot? Was this open? Oh my gosh. Open booster box. 36 packs. Okay, now. I thought somebody just got scammed. I thought someone got scammed. Oh my gosh. $2,600. That would have been crazy. A $1,000 scam. I mean, you'd be a fool to buy that and think that it's a regular sealed box. I saw that just by scrolling on it, and I wear glasses. So you can't miss that. Evolving Skies still selling at that insane price point. I mean, once again, confidence is top tier with that. Chilling Rain, one of the boxes that did amazing things in the last few months, stagnating in the last week. Not much happening in the last week whatsoever. It's the top tier boxes once again. If it's not Destined, if it's not Twilight, if it's not Surging, Prismatic, Fusion, and Evolving Skies, there hasn't really been much happening in the past week. And Crown's Zenith actually has done some nice things in the past week. 574 market. It's been really flat. Nothing happening here. Once again, the market is slowing down, at least on TCG Player, because there are some sales on eBay. 540 right there. 677 buy it now with $71 shipping from the UK, which is pretty crazy. Very beautiful box though. I love this blue box. 581 on bids. I mean, we're seeing more sales here than we're seeing on TCG Player, and it could be that sometimes those sales on TCG Players are outrageous, like just crazy, right? If we look back, 565, and if you look at the like future listings, right, going on to the next page, like these sellers here are insane. They just keep raising the price. Just every like sale, it's just gonna keep going up, right? While on eBay, you can find a little bit more consistency there and some buys below market. So I think that's where we're seeing them on eBay at the current moment with these current highs on a lot of these boxes. But TCG Player is kind of stagnant right now for the moment. I think that might be that same thing next week. We'll have to see. These are just guesses, right? Well, I'm really curious to see. This is why I love doing these market analysis every week, because every week anything can happen. Things can dip, things can correct 10 to 20%, they can rise 20%, and like Destined Rivals did, like you just don't know, or they can just be flat like they have been this week, right? Battle styles stagnating as well for the last week. Once again, people are like calming down, right? Not too much has happened in the last week, but there have been sales driving this box up towards $300 after it was sitting at $200 throughout the whole like summer, like 3-4 months. I don't know, it was like $190, $200. Now we're at $300 across the board. Pretty crazy. I talked about this box a lot. I talked about this box being underrated a lot, and I don't understand. what triggered people to finally buy, right? There are beautiful alt arts here. The Sleeping Tyranitar is sick. The Empoleon is amazing. The Urshifus, even though they're not popular, really nice cards as well. In comparison to Vivid Voltage, which was more expensive than Battle Styles for so long, I don't get it. Now it looks like things are where they belong. $250, $255 market for Vivid Voltage. I mean, it's got no alt arts. All it is at the moment is an older box. It's got no alt arts. It's got a Rainbow Pikachu. It doesn't look that great. Yeah, so, but once again, hasn't done so much in the last week. Just a few sales here. 4 sales in the last week. Yeah, not much happening with Vivid Voltage, but I believe it's right where it should be, which is behind Battle Styles. It should have never been the other way around this whole time. It's like so crazy. But yeah, guys, that's it for the video. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget also that very, very new hype button. Click that button, help this channel out. I really appreciate it. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Stay safe. Peace.